Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to Code for 2. If you're new to programming and you want to learn about web development by learning HTML first, then CSS, and then JavaScript, you've come to the right place. I'm haven't coded, well, I coded a little bit in my lifetime, but not much. So, yeah, barely anything. So, I'll be learning along with you guys, and please join me on my journey. I'll need all the help I can get, and we can help each other. So, yeah, subscribe and be tuned for more videos. So, today we're gonna look at W3 School's HTML programming tutorial. It's the first one that appeared when I searched up, and it seems like it has a lot of information. So I'm excited to start, and let's get started. Start learning HTML now. So here it explains us what HTML is. It's a hypertext markup language. It's the standard markup language for creating web pages. It describes the structure of a web page. So web development is like building a house. So firstly you need the structure, which would be the HTML in this case. Then you need to personalize it and design it, which you use CSS for web development. And then you make it functional by using JavaScript. So, okay, let's keep going. HTML consists of a series of elements. Each element tells the browser how to display the content, and there's different types of elements. Okay, here it gives us an example. So each one of these would be a label, and then it explains each of the labels here. So firstly, we need the doc type HTML. So the opening bracket and then an exclamation mark, doc type HTML, and closing bracket. So that would be how we start every HTML5 document, because it tells it tells the browser that your document is an HTML5. Okay, then the next tag is an HTML with an opening bracket, HTML, and then closing bracket. As you can see, for doc type, there's no closing tag, but for HTML there is, and for most of all the other ones, such as head, and then body, and then paragraph, and then heading 1. So the opening tag would always be made of an opening bracket, then the name, then closing bracket. Then the closing tag would be an opening bracket with a slash to the right, the name, and then a closing bracket. So let's keep going. The HTML element is the root element of an HTML page. Then the head element contains meta information about the HTML page. So here we would link the JavaScript and CSS documents. Then the title is the page's tab name. So here it would be W3 Schools. That's the title of this web page. Then the body element defines the document's body. It contains all the visible contents, such as headings, paragraph, images, etc. So yeah, everything that you put in a body, if it's not a tag or it's not in a tag, it would be shown in the web page. So here this would be shown and this would be shown. Then the H1 is just the tag for headings, this heading 1 is the biggest, and then heading 6 is the smallest. We would personalize it more with CSS, but this is kind of our starting point. And then paragraph is just smaller size letters and not bold like the headings. So what is an HTML element? An HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. So this is an example of an HTML element. So as we can see, it has the start tag, then the content, and then the ending tag. And then the element is everything from the start tag to the end tag. Okay, so yeah, it's all this and all this. Okay, the purpose of a web browser. So we write the code, the HTML code. We write it in a different place, such as text editor or Atom or Visual Studio. And then that code, when we open up with a web browser, the web browser would translate the HTML code into a visible web page. So here, what we typed in would be shown as this. HTML page structure. Yeah, so like we said before, the white areas are the ones that would be shown, and then the gray areas won't. So anything in the body will be shown, but then outside of the body tags won't. And it's important to notice that the HTML starting and closing tag, everything is in between those tags. Okay, so HTML history. I can see that they started with HTML and then they progressed into HTML5. I think that's all we need to know for now. HTML5 is what's used today, and they won't make any new ones. They won't make like an HTML6. They will just update the HTML5. So yeah, HTML5 is the standard HTML to learn. Okay, next. Editors. So yeah, like we talked about before, you need to write your code on an editor, which can pretty much be anything you want. Here it shows us that you could use Open Notepad for PC or TextEdit for Mac. These ones are good because they're simple and they go straight to the point as the code, so you won't have to worry about anything else. So that's what I'll be using. So I'm using a Mac, so I'll open TextEdit. To easily open TextEdit on Macs, click Command Space, type in TextEdit, and it should take you straight to TextEdit. Then you create a new document, and there you go. Now I need to make this smaller, and now I'll put half and half so it's easy to type in. Okay, now it has some instructions. It says Open Finder Applications TextEdit. Yeah, we did that. The command space is a shortcut. Then change some preferences to get the application to save files correctly. In preferences, okay, preferences, format, choose plain text, and then display HTML files as code instead of formatted text. So you click that and you unclick this, and make sure the encoding is in UTF-8. And that should be it. Oh, and then here it is, plain text. So that's it, we're done. Now off to the second step. So it tells us to practice writing the code. So that's what I'll be doing. I don't want to have you look at me type, but go ahead and type it yourself. This is super basic HTML, so we'll be using it every time. So it's good to remember it because you'll have to write it a lot. So I'll start typing. Pause if need to.
One eternity
So I'm done
later.
typing, and now let's see what's next. Okay, so there's step 3. Save the HTML page. Save it as .html and set the encoding to UTF-8. So we already did all that, so I should just be able to close it. And now to view the HTML page in your browser, you can use any browser you want, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome. I'll be using Safari, but we can just see our HTML page in our browser. So let's get that opened up. Go to desktop, my file, and there we go. So this is the heading that we put, and this is the paragraph. So congrats, you did your first programming lesson. You wrote your first paragraph and heading. You should be proud of that. Yeah, so I'm going down here and it tells us to try it out with which we already did. So this is it for today. Short but sweet. Stay tuned for more videos. We'll be going through all of these classes and learning more. Stay tuned. Bye bye.